Yeah, it's better without the Wi-Fi. Hey everybody, this is Rich Fontaine with Daily Motivations, 365 days of consistency to do the same things over and over and over and over again until mastery. We're out here outside. I know I'm supposed to stay inside, but I'm outside. But I'm still at home. Just wanted to get some nice fresh air, see this beautiful, gorgeous Florida weather. Wherever you are, put wherever you are in the comment section. And if you are in Florida, say, I love Florida. Because this weather is awesome. Hey Kimberly, thank you for watching. Hey Jazz, thank you for watching. Again, I appreciate everyone taking their time. Like the great Jay-Z said, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. And I want to continue our video from yesterday, which was yesterday morning. I know it was yesterday afternoon. Again, I said yesterday, it's hard for me to be consistent on the time just because days don't work that way sometimes for me. So I wanted to finish or continue our discussion. Hey Jim, how's it going, big dog? On Destiny on Purpose, the 20 laws of success. And yesterday we did laws 1 through 5, which is the law of nature, the law of mind control, the law of attraction, the law of visualization, and the law of faith. And today we're going to do from 6 to 10, which we're going to be finishing up the mind section. So I break the book up into 3 sections. The things that you have to understand about your mind, how to control your mind, what actions you have to take mentally to attract the success that you want. And we're going to enter into the physical daily habits that you must do in order to reach your goals and the aspirations that you truly want out of life. Number 6 is the law of courage, which I'll be reading, because in the back of the book I have a summary page where I'll be reading from. It gives you the full summary, so even if you don't have the book, you can just open it up and reach to the back. I give you the 20 laws because I always want to give you value. Now, number 6, the law of courage. Once you gain faith to take action, you must be willing to take risks and depart from your comfort zones. Fear is a choice. So like everything else, if you have true faith, you will have courage. Be cautious, but fight the nervousness by being bold and direct. The higher the risk, the larger the potential reward. And we are in a time where it's hard for people to take risks. We want to hoard on to everything we have. We want to be in our security, our safety, because we don't want to lose anything. But we have to remember, at the end of the day, when we go, we can't take any of it with us. It was Zig Ziglar who said, somebody asked Zig Ziglar, hey, how much do you think this one billionaire left? And Zig said, he left it all. You can't take any of it with you. So when we hold on to it, I gotta keep my house, I gotta keep my car, I gotta keep my credit score, I gotta keep my material things. But at the end of the day, we can't take it with us. So if we're willing to take risks, the bigger the risk, the bigger the potential reward. So we have to have courage, and to have courage is to have faith. By, like I said last time, is having your auto suggestion. So either you have a decision, either in faith or in fear. That's the only decisions you ever have. I'm gonna make a decision based off fear. I don't know what's gonna happen. What if this happens? What if this happens? I'm concerned. What if we lose everything? Or you make it out of faith. I believe. I have a higher purpose. I have a higher calling. God wouldn't bring me this far to let me go now. It's that type of faith that push you forward to take the risky measures that you're going to have to do in order to have faith and ultimately take the leap, like Steve Harvey said. Take the leap. You might scrape your knee a little bit. Your parachute may not open right away. But if you never jump, your parachute will never open. Which leads me to number 7, law 7, the law of self-esteem, which reads, in order for you to bet on yourself, you must believe in yourself. You have to understand that you are worthy of being successful and you deserve it. Knowing that you are a special already is key. Low self-esteem is the lack of understanding that you are a spiritual being that is equal among all. Individuals fall to failure because their power is lost due to focusing on ego alone. Ego is only one side of a three-sided world. Be deserving and grateful in your mind in your soul and in your heart, and you will attract more people, objects, and energy to you than you could ever imagine. Whoa. Self-esteem is a self-image about you, the belief you have in you. When you talk about you, when you think about you, what comes to mind? Is it respect, admiration? Man, I like that guy. I like that gal. Man, I would hang out with them if they weren't me. I like their attitude. I like how they handle things. I like that they're consistent. I like that they're responsible. I like that I can trust them. I like that they're ethical. It's that I like that they say something and they do it. It's those type of things that bring self-esteem when you say it and you do it, and when you like you. And one thing T. Harv taught me one time in his audiobook, he said, Rich, you're worthy. No matter what, you're worthy. And he said, hey, if nobody tells you you're worthy before, I'll tell you you're worthy. If nobody's ever told you you're worthy, Rich Fontaine says you're worthy. You're worthy to have the car. You're worthy to have the wife. You're worthy to have the husband. You're worthy to have the house. You're worthy to have the career. You're worthy to have the relationships. You're worthy to have aspirations and goals to conquer. You're worthy. And knowing that is key, because you won't make the moves. You won't take the risks unless you truly, truly believe in yourself. Which leads me to number 8. So that's the last of the mind section. That's the hardest section. Number 1 through 8 is the hardest part, because it's a mental paradigm shift that has to happen. I grew up feeling unworthy. Until I found worthiness, I wouldn't make moves. And once I found worthiness, I was willing to take risks and bet on myself. Which leads me to number 8, the law of being proactive. This is the habits, the physical habits that we have to take. Confidence without planning is foolish. I'm going to repeat that because that's just so good. Confidence without planning is foolish. And faith without action is dead. You can have the most faith and self-esteem around, but action proves it. You must get out of your head and onto the field. Once you start taking consistent action, it will become a part of you. This is how you grow as an individual. Be cautious not to rush, but do take action by learning, practicing, and doing. The more you do, the better you become. When I started speaking, I just went to Toastmasters, and I went consistently. Before I ever spoke on stage to Les Brown, before I spoke to hundreds of people on a stage, I spoke to about 5-6 people in a small gym with Ron Betta. It was a small little gym, about 6-7 people were there, and I stood in front of that podium. I was scared, my voice was cracking, and I was terrible. I was terrible at it. But they were so encouraging. I came back every week for a year and a half. Not like, I'm not joking. I didn't skip a week. I went every week for a week and a half. Why? Consistent action. And I had a belief in myself, and I made a plan. I said, if I become a better speaker, it'll help me push my books better. And so I had a plan. So I had confidence in my writing, but until I was able to have confidence to sell the books and be in front of people, nothing would happen. And that took consistent action, consistent planning, consistent practicing, beating on your craft. The greatest actors on the world beat on their craft. They spend hours reading scripts. They spend hours in the mirror practicing their emotions. They spend hours trying to make themselves cry. And when you look in the theater, like, oh my God, it's so amazing. He's so believable. But they don't understand the practice, the backwards that it took. I read the book Mastery from Robert Greene, and he talks about Houdini. Everybody says Houdini was amazing. His tricks were outstanding. He made elephants disappear in front of people. How did he do it? Practice. 10,000 hours makes you a master, whatever you do. And somebody says, I could prove Houdini that all of his stuff are tricks. He said, okay, prove me wrong. We'll battle each other on stage, live in front of everybody. Then the guy snuck around to see Houdini's tricks. Houdini knew he was watching. And so he fooled him to make him think, okay, I'm going to do this trick, and then did another. Why? He did it after he saw the guy leave, he practiced what he was going to really do. And everybody says, wow, that was amazing. He just did it spontaneous. It took practice. It took consistent action and practice and doing it over and over again until he became master at it. So to be proactive is to practice, it's to plan, it's to learn. Every time I read a book, I reread it and reread it and reread it. Why? Because like Grant Cardone said, I don't want to learn, I want to know. So in consistent learning, you start to get a knowing. Which leads me to number 9, the law of responsibility. Own up to everything around you and understand that you have a part in all things that materialize in your life, either from your thoughts, your beliefs, or your actions. You must take full responsibility by being conscious of your feelings and reactions. Guide them to where you want them to go, and reality will soon follow. If you make it a principle to only allow in your life what you do want, soon only what you do want or something better will surround you. Understand that you are not a creature of circumstance, but a creator of your own circumstances. Ooh. Taking full responsibility is to be proactive, not reactive. To know if anything happens, how am I going to react? If I lost everything today, it sounds morbid, but I already planned on how I would react. So I'm not scrambling, oh my God, the sky's falling, what am I going to do? That's reactive. A proactive person already knows what they're going to do. All right, if I lose everything, all right, I have some side gigs that I could do. I got some little hustle things I can do. I could go back to engineering. Like, I have plans that if everything fell apart, I can do something about it. So it doesn't pigeonhole me to a certain circumstance. I make my own circumstances. And I only take responsibility to allow in my life what I want. So if something's happening in my life that's I don't like, I actually take responsibility. Okay, how can I change that? How can I shift that? Okay, that's part of me. That's me creating this. Okay, maybe I gotta change my thinking. Maybe I gotta change what I do every day. Maybe I gotta change how I eat. Maybe I gotta change what I say. Maybe I gotta change how I react and react with people. I know if it has to do with me, I'm the common denominator. So taking full responsibility is not putting anything on anyone else. I put it on me. If I get an argument with Jazz, I'm like, what did I say? What did I say to her to trigger her? Or what did I say? What did I didn't say? Maybe that could have calmed the situation down. It's on me because I was in it. If I get sick, I was somewhere where I probably shouldn't have been. If I get to that car accident, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I try not to blame anyone else. If I'm broke, I'm broke. Nobody made me broke. I'm broke. So there's something I have to switch. And only when you take full responsibility is when you can control your life. To some sense of control, even though the universe has full control. But you get some sense of gathering only things you want into your life and keeping away those things you don't want. And getting those things you want, shifting them to turn into things that you do want. Because that's taking responsibility. I don't blame God. I don't blame the market. I don't blame the president. I don't blame my parents. I don't blame society. I don't blame Jazz. I put it on yours truly. And that's taking full responsibility. And lastly, number 10, this one's so important. This one I see a lot of entrepreneurs don't do this, so this is very important. Is law number 10 is the law of thinking outside of the box. Knowing thyself is the key to an individual's power to manifest what he or she wants out of life. And understanding who you really are internally, you will unlock the secrets about yourself, of what you are good at and what you are not, in extreme honesty. Start training and becoming more proficient at what you are already good at, and disregard or collaborate with someone for the things you are not. Always strive for your uniqueness and never copy others. The more you understand yourself and act on it, the more successful you will become. See, followers follow followers, or the blind leading the blind will always leave you in a place of darkness. When you're just following the status quo, all right, I see a bunch of people buying toilet paper. I gotta go buy toilet paper. That's stop. It has to come from internally you. What comes out of you? From knowing who you are. I love communicating. I love writing. And knowing that about myself, I create a career for it. I want to help teach other people write their books. I want to teach other people how to speak. Why? Because I loved it. I was good at it. I've trained so I can master it. And now I'm good enough to teach others. Some people write one book and okay, I could teach other people. Some people did one speech, okay, I could teach other people. I had somebody come after the East Side, hey, you should teach people how to write books. I said, no, I want to be masterful. I want to know what's my writing style? What is my skills? What's my branding? I want to make sure I was uniquely me. So if I do come with something, nobody else can do it like I can do it. So if I could present it, they could say, well, Rich is the only one I know that does it like that. And that is where your success comes from. When you think of Michael Jackson, he was the only one bold enough to be grabbing his crotch on stage. Before that time, the only person was Elvis. He was just shaking his hips, and they were like, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But him grabbing his crotch on stage made him a legend. Him going high pitch, hee hee, nobody else could do that. When you hear that hee hee, you know that's Michael. When you hear that that laugh, you know it's Les. When you hear that those quotes, you know it's Zig. When you hear that long tone, that's Jim. When you hear that whoa, that's Tony. They all have their unique things that make them unique. When you hear somebody yelling at you with so much passion, that's Eric Thomas. You just know, I know that person. And that's what makes you unique in the marketplace. And somebody says, when I hear that person's voice, I know them. When you hear namaste at the end of a speech, that's Rich Fontaine. When you say you could agree with me or not agree with me, it's still a successful conversation, that's Rich Fontaine. I had to find me so I could perfect my brand, perfect me. But I had to perfect me as a person first and find my unique voice, what makes me me. And that takes knowing me. So in this time while you're home, sitting, chilling, get to know you. What makes you unique? What makes you different? You're born that way. But you have to come and be conscious of that and perfect it, and become better at what you do. Every rapper that you like, when you hear Lil Wayne, you know it's Wayne. You hear that Jay-Z, that's Jay. You hear that, that's Rick Ross. You just know their uniqueness, and they don't copy anyone. That's why you love them, because they are bold enough to be uniquely them. I hope this touched you well. Destiny on Purpose is on Amazon. You can get it off my website and on Audible, where I actually do the reading. One of my few books I actually do the reading on Audible. And this is life-changing, at least for me. Once I applied the laws, I started seeing more success, more things gather in my life. Is my life exactly the way I want it to be? No, but I keep seeing steps getting me there. From the time where I started, getting kicked out of college twice, getting arrested, having fights with my father where we're not talking for months, fights with my sister, we're not talking for weeks, not bad relationships where I'm like, I can't figure my life out, I'm aimless. Once I found these laws from my mentors, it changed my entire being. And that's the reason I wrote it. I didn't write this for me. I already knew the laws. I wrote it for everyone else. So I wasn't the only one progressing. Because I promise you, nobody wants to be alone in their progress. Everyone wants to do it together. I hope this served you well. Either you can agree with me or not agree with me. But either way, I feel this was a successful conversation. Kimberly, I appreciate it. Jim, I appreciate it. If I didn't shout your name, it's just I can't see you, but I appreciate you taking your time watching this on this beautiful Thursday. And again, the link's in the description. This is an awesome book. This is something that will change your life, change your being, change your way of thinking, change your way of doing things, change your way of feeling, which is even more important once we get to the soul section. And once you can understand you're a three-part being, a mental, a physical, and a spiritual being. And if you can master all three, now you're working with the Creator to create your own life. Love is love. I appreciate all of you. I hope this served you well. I love all of you. Thank you for taking your time. And again, namaste.